Hey, welcome back everyone. It is now April 2nd of 2022, and as we get closer to the Obi-Wan Kenobi TV series, a lot of Star Wars fans around the world are also looking forward to other shows out there like Mando Season 3 and 4, the Ahsoka Tano series, and even Star Wars Andor, since that's going to have a lot of aspects with Darth Vader and much more involved. We'll get into that a little bit later. This is Mike Zero. Make sure to subscribe if you're new to the channel for future Star Wars updates. Also, by the way, guys, make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel. I thank you all so very much for the kind support. It is greatly appreciated. Now, everything related to, of course, George Lucas, Jon Favreau, and Dave Filoni is that they really are trying to find ways to creating a great balance between Star Wars Legends and the already existing Disney Star Wars material to really cater to all types of fans, whether you're a new fan, casual, or hardcore fan. That's exactly what they want to cater to, everybody. They want to make sure that they can keep that balance intact for the overall Star Wars universe. And that leads us, of course, to the new Star Wars movies. Now, one thing that a lot of fans have felt a little out of place with Lucasfilm and Disney is that they really are focusing on Star Wars TV shows. I mean, that is pretty much them playing their cards with promoting the Disney Plus streaming service and making it into something bigger, something larger for the Star Wars fans to actually watch material at home and just stream it. But they are also working on a handful of Star Wars movies. We have 3 solo movies in the works, alright, standalone films. We also have a 4th trilogy. However, when it comes to the continuation of the Skywalker saga, we talked about this lightly a couple of months ago. There is a lot of work behind the scenes when it comes to early development of episodes 10, 11, and 12, and how Disney is giving it one final shot with the Skywalker saga to really end it once and for all with, of course, episode 12. Now, with, of course, all of that being done and said, everything related to all of that is that given that Disney and Lucasfilm have been working on a number of Star Wars projects at the same exact time, they are currently prepared to begin filming the Ahsoka Tano series by the middle of this month to get things going. However, it's described that Disney CEO Bob Chapek has even bigger plans for the Star Wars universe, where it's noted that currently Bob Chapek and George Lucas are already pre-planning the continuation of the Skywalker saga through the use of episode films that will be announced at next year's Star Wars Celebration. Now, it's said that Disney already has a structured plan to make episodes 10, 11, and 12 widely accepted by fans, and that they are going to be releasing 3 books labeled episodes 10, 11, and 12 before and prior to the films arrive to focus on characters like Cade Skywalker, Darth Talon, Gina Skywalker, which is going to be a play on Jaina Solo, and even the grandson of Luke Skywalker that will be the highlight of the series. Now, the new films are described to be of course, in the early development phase, and that Disney is desperate to make things right with the fans for the Star Wars sequel's failure. Now, let me just stop right there for 1 second. Now, I don't know about you guys, but to some fans, I believe that they are going to view this as a very desperate or damage control driven move. But I'm not necessarily viewing it this way. I'm viewing it as them finally giving themselves one final shot to really prove to the fans that they can create good movies without playing things safe, without Kathleen Kennedy getting in the way. And that really is going to change how we view these Star Wars projects. I think that when you look at shows like The Mandalorian Season 2, The Book of Boba Fett, it was heading in a better direction than what the sequel trilogy was even able to remotely get close to, I will be honest. When you look at everything related to this post-Episode 6 era that's being built by Jon and Dave, this is exactly what the sequel trilogy could have been in feature-length films featuring the Skywalkers at heart. They could have really done something to that degree. But I digress. Moving beyond all of this, alright? Now, this is, of course, Disney's way to give the Skywalker saga one last shot with the new episode films that will also bring a return of characters like Rey and Ben Solo, as well as the Force ghost of Luke Skywalker once again. Now, Mark Hamill has already been approached if he would be interested in returning for the role of Luke like how he did in episode 9, and that Hamill is completely on board with all of that. Also, both Adam Driver and Daisy Ridley have been in the talks with Disney for several months now about this major decision by Disney to continue the Skywalker saga. and that they are prepared to do very original stories and adventures with these new movies, and that Disney won't be playing it safe this time around with the after sequel trilogy. The after sequel trilogy is described to focus on the story of Skywalker cousins, with both Cade and Jaina Skywalker as brother and sister, and how they will be descendants of both Ben Solo and Rey as their daughter and son. Meanwhile, Luke's grandchild will be the highlight of the series of the new trilogy that will be the offspring of Luke Skywalker's son. Luke's son is already prepared to be a big addition in the Mandoverse to set all of this up and keep things in motion and to keep the Skywalker saga bloodline alive and well. Now let me just stop right there for 1 second. Now, for those of you that are not familiar with Star Wars Legends, in Legends, alright, which are the original books and the comics before Disney took over, we had a character called Ben Skywalker, and when you look at how Ben Solo was used in the sequel trilogy, he was a combination of Ben Skywalker, Jason Solo / Darth Caedus, and more. He even had a little bit of Revan in there with the helmet. So there were a lot of character inspirations that went into the creation of Kylo Ren / Ben Solo. And now what they're doing is that they are going to be making a canon officially in the coming months to 1 year that Luke Skywalker's son does exist out there somewhere during the events of the Mandoverse. And they're going to really make this a big thing in Mando Season 4 and the already planned Jedi Knight series that we talked about a couple of days ago. Now, past all of that, this will focus on the story of a new Sith named Darth Talon, taken directly from the Star Wars Legacy comics, as well as a host of other Sith characters that will be introduced in the new story films. However, these stories will feature older Skywalker family members, with Cade Skywalker planned to be around 38 in the story, with Jaina Skywalker planned to be around the same exact age. Disney wants to focus on the struggle of family once more and the obstacles that they must face, with the brand new Jedi Order as a big highlight in the new trilogy of films for fans to overall witness. Additionally, Jon and Dave Filoni will also have creative roles in these movies. So, one thing about this that I think a lot of fans really need to know before we get to the next big important thing is that this is in the early development phase. Their overall plan to boost the familiarity of this brand new era that's going to take place roughly 37 to 30 years, or 38 years I should say, after the events of Episode 9, is to create these post-Episode 9 books that are going to be released in 2023. We're talking about big books that are really going to boost the familiarity of the Skywalker saga after the events of Episode 9. And they really want to make them as popular as possible. You know, they're going to probably want to highlight these things at Barnes & Noble and really put it in Star Wars fans' view. And I think that it's a good marketing move to kind of get fans interested in the live action, you know, adaptations of those and exactly how it's going to do it in a different way as well to make it more original from the books. But this is to boost the familiarity primarily of the new characters like Cade, Jaina, Darth Talon, and more. So overall, you know, I think that Disney and Lucasfilm are really trying very hard to do things right, but are they trying too hard is the biggest question. When you try too hard, that's when a lot of production companies begin to make major mistakes and lose their vision and really don't make the best decisions, like how they did with the sequels. I believe that they tried way too hard with that. Some would argue that they tried, you know, pretty much barely. But overall, guys, you know, let me know what you think about all of this below in the comments. And if you guys did enjoy the content for today, make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel. I thank you all so very much for the kind support, and I'll catch you guys next time.